welcome to Kapow Toys Presents. I'm your host, King Rock, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Dark of the Moon Wrecker Roadbuster, one of the NASCAR trio that have featured so far in the little leaked videos, and they are looking like a nice little trio of bots. Now, I'm not a big NASCAR fan, I will admit. I don't really know anything about it, being English, but he's supposedly a very good, accurate depiction of a NASCAR car. I love the fact that you have the mesh on the driver's side for the obviously easy access safety measure, and on the other side you actually have something different. And a nice little bit of asymmetry is always nice on a toy. And even though he is quite panel heavy in this mode, it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. The paint apps are glorious. I absolutely adore the detail that they've put on this. You have the signatures up there. If we remove the MechTech weaponry, you have the number on the top there. He looks like a model car. It's really nicely done. Maybe a little bit more detailing on the back would have been nice, but overall I'm really impressed, really impressed with how this guy looks. On the underside, he's amazingly tidy. You can obviously make a hand and the back of his head, but much like Barricade, who we reviewed recently, he's just very tidily done, and everything feels nice and solid. His MechTech implementation is actually even better than Barricade. The weapon itself isn't. It's just a basic blaster and then a chainsaw. This one doesn't appear to have a locking mechanism either, which is a bit of a shame. I expected him to have something similar to Barricade's. Maybe it's just this one, I don't know. But it's quite nice to have the chainsaw. And again, like Barricade, he has the little push button. But as you can see here, it's actually painted in detail. So unlike Barricade, it doesn't stand out. And you can just put it on and pop it off, and it doesn't make any difference. You can't really tell there's anything there. There's also one on either side as well, which become part of his arms, which I'm not sure you can access in this mode. No, you can't. They are locked. There's a locking point on the arm itself. My biggest concern about that use is that the constant pushing in and out and pressing weapons on and off them, and it's going to chip the paint around it and on it itself. That's my biggest concern, is we're going to end up in a year or so's time with a lot of very chipped up Dark of the Moon toys from the use of the MechTech weaponry. No bad thing, it's nice to see a toy being played with, says the man who sticks them all on the shelf and never really does anything with them. Overall, I adore this alt mode. This has been, without doubt, the best of the four that I've had to review so far in terms of alt mode, in detailing and in styling and in tidiness. I really like it. And his robot mode is just as lovely.
I love my enemies, bring out the best in me. I think of everything, I like society, 'cause I'm not an all-around. You are the best in me. The best in me, I think of everything, I like society, 'cause I'm not an all-around. You are the best in me. I love my enemies, I like society.
And what Roadbuster presents is a robot that is very classics in its styling. You know, we have the basic 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 hands, fingers, eyes, mouth. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to it a lot more than some of the other movie toys, but there is a lot about the toy that is inherently movie and is also, in my eyes, very nice. The sculpting on the legs, this sort of strut support sculpting of the roll cage of the car, or possibly the suspension. In the chest area, we have all the exhaust picked out and this turbine fan in the chest. Kind of like that's the engine, and obviously those being parts of the bonnet and the wings of the car. You can believe that being the case. His articulation is excellent through the shoulders, arms not so much at the bottom, but legs is very solid. He does have sideways just above the knee joint. He's not as articulated as some of the more recent toys we've come to expect. The Reveal the Shield line and Generations have really spoiled us in that. But he's a really nice looking and poseable bot. This missile system around the back of him can be brought out to you know, take whatever position you see fit. I like it in the more compact manner, much like the Whirlwind or Cyclone Terminators from Warhammer 40,000, for all you old school fans out there. I just like the fact that he could sort of stand there and just launch them all. would be nice if he had, you know, little Michael Bay triggers. Boom! This is a Bay bot, you can tell. He does remind me a little bit actually with the wheels on the hips. He got kind of a lockdowny feel to him. If he was a bit more asymmetric-y maybe. Now around the back is probably my only problem with him. He does have the top of a car strapped to him. It's not noticeable from the front. And what's nice, really nice, is that the detailing that can be seen from the front is actually the front of the car. It is actually it's detailed. It's not just sort of an underside of a bit of printed plastic. So it is almost forgivable, and it does give him some much needed bulk, even if it does look like he's kind of wearing tails. All he needs is a top hat. Instead of a top hat, he does of course have a baseball cap. It's wonderful. I love these. I love the wreckers. I love the idea of the wreckers, that they're these NASCARs, and the characterization of them is actually the NASCAR as well. It's really well done. The mech tech weaponry, the swimming bug weaponry, clips in. As I said, in the alt mode, he has the ports on the side of his arm. Press it in, and it stays firm. It then has this button that pops up on the inside. You press that, it pops off. What you'll also notice there is he has the 3mm clip system, meaning that you can implement weapons from the Scouts and people like that who have been released, you know, in the end of the Revenge of the Fallen and in all the other lines as well since. I actually really, really like this guy, and I feel I could wax lyrical and pick out details and tell you why he's great. But he's one of those toys that I feel that you're not going to really like until you get your hands on him yourself. You look at him in pictures and he is very dull. You know, he's just dark green, white, and the Games Workshop grey. But it works. For some reason it really works. It's the detailing, it's the attention to detail that's been lavished upon it. And it is the big ass missile pods behind his head, which kind of just give him this overall bulk, and he's just a really nicely designed and put together bot, well engineered, decent transformation, some lovely moments in it, simplistic enough that you're going to get through it without causing any real problems, but detailed enough so you feel like you're actually involved in it. You're not just pressing a button and things happen. And it's the addition of little panels folding up like these on the shoulder and the bits around the weapon system that make a real difference to actually feeling part of the Transformer. Anyway, I've been King Grimlock. This has been Dark of the Moon Wrecker Roadbuster, and we'll see you next time.